Well, hey, namaste, everybody, and welcome. Hi, it is me, Master Lady Kira Ra, and I am jumping in right now because it's September, and it's just too important not to have this moment together. And all I know is that I was compelled to be here. Whether one of you shows up, whether a million of you show up, just it matters not. You are here right now, and you are hopefully catching this again and again and again because the information I want to share with you right now is really in the essence of September. And I am so excited about this month and feel so much energy and momentum. That's the word, momentum around this month that I was compelled to stop everything I was doing to be here in this moment with you. So, first of all, thank you. If you are here with me live, thank you for showing up. Thank you for going, wow, something said I needed to look at YouTube right now. Thank you for showing up for this moment live and co-creating. And to all of you, whether you are receiving this in this form or another form, and in whatever potentiality this is reaching out to you, I bow before you. Thank you for being here in this moment of now. And that's what September is about. September, it's such an extraordinary month. It really is, because what comes with September, especially where we are in this new moon right now, today, that illumination. I know right here at Tosa Ranch, and I want to show you right now, we are still Tosa Ranch, forgive me, that was our New Mexico property at Tosa Blue Mountain. The ascended property. Check this out, guys. Check this out. So this was Saturday night. Actually, it started at 3 p.m. Saturday afternoon, and it went until 3 a.m. Sunday morning. We're all still just kind of coming back out of it, but those are some of the lasers that you see that brought the Pyramid of Peace into a new experience of being. And it was on August 31 that this happened, in the overnight of that August to September moment, that meeting of that lion into Mother Gaia, this illumination of the pyramid. And I'm leaving this up right now for you to gaze at, because number one, I hope you're starting to understand how big the Pyramid of Peace is. I received a lot of questions that I'm going to answer really quickly, because this is an update on Ascension. This is an update on what's coming together, and an update on why we're here, why we're where we are at as a expansion of consciousness. So stay with me on this. It's just going to be a few minutes. So as you're gazing into the Pyramid of Peace, you need to remember, or please remember, it is 7 stories. It is 72 feet, 22 meters tall. My beloved Sri was an extraordinary genius, and his engineering capacities were extraordinary. And he engineered this so specifically that all of the angles, all of the ratios, everything about this pyramid was designed that we are seeing the actual agrarian effects here at Tosa Blue Mountain. We are in year 2. The pyramid was consecrated September 22nd, 2022, and it is no accident that the convergence that's happening both with our potentiality here at Tosa Blue Mountain and the Pyramid of Peace, all of that that's coming in for the equinox, is because of this huge, and it is, I want you to feel it, guys. It is this huge ocean of masculine feminine balance, and really finding that partnership beyond the relationship. So I'm grateful to those of you that were asking, and we're in these celebrations. So I want to answer a few other things, because a lot of you were writing in these questions, and that, yes, the Deep Forest Electronic Festival, which was just an incredible success. It was, the way I've been describing it, is like an early years Glastonbury. I mean, it was just a little bit of everything, including some of the most incredible artists that deserved so much more airtime, live painting, tattoos that were just breathtaking, and camping. It was so warm for me to see people camping in Merlin's garden, and people staying in the hotel. And it was just a moment of celebration. It was a moment of unification. And more than anything, it was a moment of expansion into the emergent. And I want you to feel that, because that's September. It's this momentum, this expansion into the emergent that is happening right now. And the key is, are you resisting? And are you really paying attention? Who's paying attention here? And so I do want to just kind of tongue in cheek before I go any further. There were a couple of questions that came in about the videos. So, we did, and I was so honored to offer a broadcast from this incredible Deep Forest Electronic Festival, which is the first of an annual festival. And our goal is to really grow this and to have this festival grow every year. And next year to have more international DJs and expand what we do and more consciousness representation, because I was the only one. I was the opening of the portal, inviting more to be, more ceremony, more live interaction. And this expansion into the emergent led to the video that came out from the Electronic Festival, because I wanted to be able to invite all of you to let yourselves emerge. And so for those of you that were there live or that have seen the video, which I am going to be taking down because I understand the lighting was just really bad, but we wanted to bring you into the feel of what was happening in the pyramid. But yes, that was me. One of the questions was, was I wearing Spanx under my cat suit? No, I live on the side of a mountain. So thank you. I think that was a compliment, but thank you. I've had several people ask me that, so that's the reason I'm addressing that. And yes, it was my first electronic music festival. I have never been to one before, but I'm very aware of the genre. I'm very aware of the music, and remember that the greater purpose of the deep forest experience is to have a new appreciation for the land. People came and they were not able to desecrate the land. Our land the next morning looked like before the festival. And that was our intention, was to have people come together and party and celebrate and have a wonderful time and get to see each other in new ways and allow themselves to just relax into being, to model that. And that was one of the greatest gifts that we kept hearing was, thank you for bringing this here in Ecuador, for opening up eyes, for inviting people to see a greater way of expansion. This is what that celebration, unification, and expansion into the emergent is doing right now. And I will say that while it might have been my first electronic festival, it absolutely reminded me of disco. And I enjoyed that a lot. That was fabulous. Okay, so the other thing I want to share, and what really kind of pushed me to communicate with you right now, just to get on the air and say this just has to get out here today in the new moon, is that a lot of people have been writing me lately and saying, how do you do it? How do you keep moving forward? You have seemingly the weight of the world on your shoulders. How do you keep doing? Why do you do what you do? Why do you keep moving forward? And I realized that if that many are asking me that question, you're asking me that for you. You're asking me, how can you keep moving forward? If you are carrying a load, how can you keep going on? If you're refeeling something or responding to something, how do you keep moving forward? Am I right? Does that feel somewhat close? And so I really wanted to respond to that in this energy right now, as I've really been hearing you and feeling you and myself. We have entered into the moment. And this is all coming forward to that September equinox, which is, remember, we have, and go look at the predictions I put out yesterday. Make sure you're watching that too. And so remember, we are in the pre-equinox world, and we are literally preparing for the post-equinox world. And this very week right now, today on the 2nd, in this beautiful illuminated new moon, all the possibilities, all the potentialities, the momentum. You are the commander. Be in that beautiful wave, right? Just allow it to come forward. Feel the birth. Because on Saturday, when Saturn goes retrograde, the return, it all starts coming in. It's a really beautiful moment. And where that took me, and forgive me, because I am going to share in a way I don't normally share, but where it took me was back to the fields of Myanmar, and how blessed I was, to really spend a good amount of time in Myanmar, all over the country, at a time when you could. And I was thinking about right now how, when I dip outside the bubble that I am blessed to remain in here in I call it our castle of illumination here at Tosa Blue Mountain. But when I dip outside of that, the cries I hear all come from there. And it brought me to this humble bowl. And I want to share this with you. You see this beautiful bowl? Look at that. Is that beautiful? And this is all handmade, right? And this is beautiful Burmese Myanmar lacquer. And it reminded me I had just come out of the temple fields and my meal was served. And it's really light, you know. My meal was served in this bowl. And you guys know me. When I got to the bottom of the bowl, I don't know if you can read it, but it had been etched in by hand. I don't know if you can read it. Be kind to animals. Do you see that? The moon, begone. And right there, I can read the whole thing to you. Since 1999, be kind to animals, the moon, begone. And this was this beautiful little hut, really, which was a restaurant, and the owners were just precious and adorable, and were so beautiful to us. And you can see the lacquer's just starting to, fade a little bit. But every time I hold this bowl, I'm transported back to some of the most beautiful smiles I ever saw. Painted cheeks with their they have this root that they paint their cheeks with. It's a beautiful process. And I think about a lot of the people that were with me, the beautiful Myanmar. And I wanted to show you another thing that came to me, because it brings me to the answer of that question, and to where we are right now and what September is doing. And right behind me, let me grab these for you. So when I was in the temple fields and we were, it was wonderful. You take the beautiful horses there. So up on top of the temple, we had just finished an ensoulment, which was the ensoulment where we heard the bells, and it was the ayah, and we really lifted. And the most adorable, I mean, adorable young little man came running down the temple steps. And have you ever seen more beautiful? These are handmade paper marionettes that he was carrying. And look at their faces. And the faces are carved from wood. That's wood. And is this the most single? I'm not going to be able to do it. Hold on. Is that the best horse you've ever seen? Is that so? Who can resist those smiles? Who could resist the what it took to make these? Look at even the little shoes, right? Are those the cutest little things you ever want to see? And of course, you know me, I've put Rudraksha on everything. So I'm sharing this with you because I want to invite you right now, as I'm just putting these beautiful marionettes down, and I'm going to hang this one back up because I don't want anything to happen to it. Isn't he beautiful? And I've decided to keep them here. These have been in my private area for a while, and I've decided to keep them here. And so I want to invite you right now that when we were so blessed to be with these people in Myanmar, they talked about the oppressive regimes then, and how even what we were doing and even what they were showing us, and even these restaurants and this whole village, they're like, if we would have been killed for this. And in this moment, wherever you're living, whatever energy floats around you, I want to invite us as a people, as a presence, as a stream of pure consciousness itself, sitting as right here in the sea of neutrality. I am here, right? Let me teach that to you again. It's the first time you're getting that. Prayer position, hand, arms nice and there you go. I am here. Holding out, there you go. Igniting the sea of neutrality. And in this moment, I want you to lift and be in that sea of neutrality and have gratitude for your life right now, for the ability to be connecting with this, for the ability to breathe, for the ability to say thank you, to know that, and you can relax your arms, to know that, to etch a message as simple as be kind to animals, so that when every person is done eating, they remember that, was it not Gandhi? You can tell the level of consciousness I'm paraphrasing by the way a society treats their animals. And so I'm inviting us, as we move into this balance of this incredible benevolent masculine that's been waiting to be seen, recognized, honored, adored, and appreciated. finding sacred union, partnership with that incredible divine feminine, filled with the gift of the balance of the love and the ability to transcend the need for anything external to have to validate that which is. And I want you to feel the power of holding both of those. If you're doing this with your hands, like I am right now, do you feel the attraction? Do you feel this? It's like this undeniable collision moment. And what you're feeling is the equinox. That's the collision. And I again feel your hands. I mean, really feel that energy. So as we're holding, and in this moment, I just brought the people from Myanmar in front of you because it's very personal to me, because it came into my awareness today during meditation that there is a symbolism of closing our eyes and forgetting that I am as you are. That September, and I want to share with you, because I really enjoy, I want you to be able to see this, and then we're going to wrap up real soon. But I want you to gaze at this, and I want you to look at where I have the 5 medicines placed, right? So the 5 medicines are right there, and you notice the heart, that my hands are over my heart, and it says, meet me here. Because right there is the seed of consciousness itself, but it can only exist when the ascended heart opens through the balance. And you'll notice, you see the physical, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual. These are those 5 medicines. This is the wheel. This is the potentialities, the spinning of the eternal time. This is when the magic does become joyfully real. And for those of you that are really diving deeper into the work of self-ascension, which I pray you all do, get to SriAndKira.com. And as a matter of fact, get there Wednesday afternoon or later. I mean, go there now, go there anytime, but it's going to look really amazingly different by the end of this week. But learn about Mystical Monday, because twice a month we come together and we're spinning these wheels now. And we are unifying and we are celebrating. And September, this very moment, this month, right now, this September energy is calling you out in this fullness of the new moon, is all I can say. It's just so radiant, especially as you have this pull coming the end of the week when everything just like magically returns. So as you're moving through September, as you're getting ready for an equinox, you're being prepared. Know that if you have questions, write me, support@selfascension.com. Right here at Official Sri and Kira at YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and make sure that you're listening to my podcast, Expanding Consciousness, every week. You can catch it right here at YouTube or amfm247.com or any of the AM and FM stations in the United States that carry it. But Expanding Consciousness in September is a powerful moment for you to really decide, get clear, because everything is in a rebirth moment. And that means that it's all going to be in front of you. It's all gazing at you. And this week, until we move through to that Saturn experience, that Saturn opposition, woo, coming in on Saturday, right? It's like a lasso coming right back. So this week, travel it, celebrate it, put things in motion. It might feel like you're doing a lot. You're not. You're putting it all together, because by the end of next week, you get to relax a little bit and watch it and move it, remembering. And if you're in our Mystical Mondays, you already know this, bringing those hands together. We know how to spin the wheels of eternal time. You can feel it. Your energy is moving with it. I am the sea of neutrality, living in the energy and the essence of the knowing of steadfast commitment, focused awareness, and complete trust that when the self-inquiry begins, what in me invited this to be opens all the doors. I love you, and I look forward to being with you more. Be there for Mystical Mondays. Get to SriAndKira.com often, especially after about the 5th of this month. I'm loving you. Thanks for being here today. Let everybody know, and hold the world in your heart. Stay in the field of neutrality, and let's breathe balance back into the hearts of all. Loving you.